The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para-X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
The Paranormal View. The Paranormal View. The Paranormal View. Time now for the Paranormal View. The Paranormal View on the Para-X Radio Network with your host, Henry Foister, Craig Rupp, and Jeffrey Gould. The Paranormal View.
Welcome everybody to the Paranormal View right here on the Para-X Radio Network. It's been a fairly nice week for some of us, and been kind of hot, but I'm glad the weekend is here, and I am glad to be here. We got a wonderful guest tonight, which we will be bringing in just a little bit here. I do want to thank everybody for listening from around the world, no matter where you're at. If you're not here with us in the chat room, you can do so by coming over to para-x.com and click on the live chat button at the top of the page, and you'll be in with all these wonderful people, and you'll be able to interact with us and the guest, and you'll be able to send questions either to Craig, Jeffrey, or myself for the guest, and we'll get them right over to the guest. Also, I want to let everybody know that if you have thought about wanting to be a guest on the Paranormal View, you can send us a request at either going to theparanormalview.com and send us an email from there, or you can go to theparanormalviewfans@gmail.com and send us an email there. So appreciate that. Tonight we have, before I do that, I do want to make sure that I thank Craig and Jeffrey both as co-hosts. They have done a lot for the show, and I really appreciate it. Craig, he's had some rough time this past week, but he's here with us tonight. I know he wasn't last week, but he is here this week, and we appreciate that. And we have Jeffrey, as usual.
Hello.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Henry.
You're very welcome. So right now I'm going to bring our guest on, and she promised me that if we just asked one or two questions, she'd talk all night. So we'll see. We tonight want to welcome Lia Scott Price, and Lia is from California. She is a horror author and film producer. Lia is a CEO of Lia Scott Price Productions, Inc., her film production company, which turns her novels into films. Price also produces, acts in, directs, edits, and is cinematographer for her films. Her website is, if you'd like to go there, is www.liascottprice, all one word, .com. And with her doing all that, she probably doesn't need any other actresses or actors.
Hey.
So want to welcome Lia tonight, and everybody give her a big welcome for that.
Welcome, Lia.
Hello. Hi. Anybody can be an actor. Don't worry about it. I need actors. I do. Hello. I can't do it all. I can't.
But Leah, as we were saying just before we were on the air, you don't actually make SAG signatory projects, do you? They're sort of like, I wouldn't say, I don't want to say homemade. That sounds awful. But they're not. They're independent. Well, you can have independent SAG signatories.
Right. Right.
But apparently I'm kind of stuck. I can't really officially be in them unless I was really under the radar somehow.
Yeah, unless you sign a waiver that says this is voluntary. There's a way around it.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Been there.
Seriously. So. And Nyla in the chat room hints Jeff's new horror career. Like I haven't done horror already. I have. I've done a few. I've done over 90 student films.
Really?
Yeah, for USC, LA Film School, New York Film Academy, UCLA, and I've done a few suspense and a couple of horrors and such. So yeah, I do a lot of comedy, but I've done some intense, very dark character stuff before as well, both on stage and in film.
Yes, but have you ever been a dead body?
Yes, I have.
Oh.
Okay.
I have been both a dead body and I have been a person who was drugged and buried alive. Does that count too?
Okay, well, if you would like to be torn apart by a vampire, would that be cool?
Wow.
That would be very cool.
And get to come back to life. Yeah.
Hey.
I'm not an actor, and that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, you
Yeah, as
were.
long as you can scream.
Craig was reenacting a battle in the Civil War about a month ago, I guess it was, when we done that show live on here, and he was having to wade across the creek, and he supposedly got shot and killed in the creek. So
Was that a month ago? Wow,
yeah,
time
I
flies.
don't know. It's close to it. So, you started out, or came from, I should say, Philadelphia, PA,
Right.
and got to California. So, with what all you're doing now, how did you get from Pennsylvania to California and everything leading up to this?
Well, actually, my ancestry is from Germany, and if you've seen my bio, it's got the full lineage of how my family came from Germany to Philadelphia. So my roots are actually in Philadelphia, but I grew up in California. So, I've actually never visited Philadelphia. I would love to. I mean, everybody, like my family's buried in Woodlawn Cemetery. That's one of the cemeteries I'm interested in visiting. I mean, I did find her grave. So that's something, if I ever get to Philadelphia, if someone wants to give me a tour, that'd be great.
And a great place to go when you go there is go visit Fort Mifflin. And make sure you take
where would you recommend?
Yeah.
Is there any other haunted places there that I could visit?
I'm sure there is. That was the only place that I went to while I was in Philadelphia, was Fort Mifflin. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, definitely. On my list.
As we always say, Craig pretty much has a summer home over at Gettysburg and Antietam, so.
Pretty much.
Do you do the reenactments as well?
No, that was just for a ghost, not an investigation. John calls it an excavation. Kind of recreate the past through an actual person who was alive at one time. So it's a lot of fun.
And it makes the ghost activity a lot more active because suddenly the ghosts are like,
Yes.
"Oh, are we doing it again? Oh." Start.
Yeah, it does. It really make.
Have you seen anything there?
Have I seen it? No, we gotten a lot of EVPs.
But when the show was on that Craig was out in the essentially getting sunk, and we were thinking we were going to have to get another co-host, they were seeing ghost figures along the tree lines and everything, not just Sobel, but some of his helpers and all.
The first time we were there, we actually caught a rifle being fired. So that was pretty cool. It was on video, though. Nothing real or anything.
Nothing real. Well, now, Leah, leading up to some of our other questions, and with the things that you do, you don't do paranormal investigations, but you did have a paranormal experience, which led you, I guess, to doing your books and films. Why don't you let everybody know exactly what happened?
Okay. Well, basically, I'm very sensitive to, what people call negative entities or even some demonic presence. So what well, let me start out how I came up with the concept of my books. I was in a church, and I was listening to a sermon by the priest on guardian angels, and he said that they were good, they're there to protect us. And I kind of felt this chill just go through me. I'm going, really? Is that what they're supposed to do? And so I kept questioning that. And as I kept walking through this church, I would come near these statues. You know, some of them are life-size, some of them are just like little, either angel statues or statues of saints. So I come near and I just feel this electric shock go through, this very, very negative. That's why I don't like going in churches. I feel such negative energy, and I literally get sick. So that's when it started. You know, I started questioning whether there were any of these supposedly holy objects or supernatural beings that we rely on or that we pray to, who are, you know, not necessarily good. They may be evil. They may not actually be helping us. I mean, why would we rely on a higher power that we don't even see to save us from our problems, or that we have to, you know, rely on to help us? And so that's basically where everything started, was just the feelings of negative energy from, you know, objects or even people. You know, I would come across a statue, and I could just feel, you know, you're pouring all this energy and all this desperation into an object, and I feel that. And it's kind of, I started having other experiences of my own where, you know, if I came into a house or I came into something that had a negative presence, it would literally hurt me. I mean, it would literally, like one time it drew blood on my hand, and I got pricked in a dark room, and I was like, where did I get this? This is really strange. Or I would just literally, you know, get sick, get headaches, and all that. So those were like really intense paranormal experiences I was having.
So that was how you come up with the concept then, with the negative energy for the angels, or guardian angels, I should say.
Right. I mean, they are supernatural. They're paranormal beings, and people want to always believe that they're good, but they may not be. I mean, we've never really, people claim to see one, but we never really know what it is or what this entity is. So it could be bad, it could be negative, it could be, you know, on PMS every day and sick of our whining. You just don't know. It could be harming you instead of helping you. I mean, you think about it, it's like you're a guardian angel, right? And you listen to about 1 billion prayers a day, kind of like the 405 freeway being congested every day. And of course, you're going to be subject to road rage, or this entity is going to be really annoyed. I mean, after a while, it gets to be too much. So it may just start to think that instead of helping us, it's in my books. What it does is just kills off people so that they, you know, it doesn't have to listen to their prayers anymore.
I'm sure that there's a lot of people that get annoyed with others that wish they could do that too.
Yeah, and you know, you're expecting a supernatural entity to play therapist to you, you know, and you're expecting this thing to save you from a problem, like, oh my God, I don't know, I broke a nail today, guardian angel help me, I'm sorry. It's like these. I go to church and I listen to people, you know, either they're praying out loud, or there's just tons of people praying, and they're praying to statues, they're praying to them, which is fine, you know, that's their right. But on the other hand, I'm thinking, what about the other side of it, where this entity has to listen to all this and is under this sort of pressure to solve all these problems? I mean, that would kind of make you, I mean, at some point you would snap. It's kind of like you're clogging up Kevin's, you know, customer service line, and somewhere up there they're going, okay, I'm sick of this. Why are we helping these people?
Well, Well, that
So is it possible with the old adage of people who have snapped and have gone on a killing rampage and they say the voices in my head told me to, that those voices might be those kind of guardian angels?
That is correct. That's something that I touch about in my books, is that they subliminally tell you, if let's say you're depressed and you're suicidal and you're praying to God for, to end your misery or to end your problems. Well, guess what? A guardian angel or a demonic entity that could be disguising itself as the guardian angel could go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to help you do this. Let's tell you to get that gun and shoot yourself. Or, oh, look, this knife, pick it up, stab yourself. Or if you don't want to do it, let me push you off a bridge. Let me make it look like an accident. You never know. I mean, if you read the news every day and you look at all these freak accidents or these accidents, suicides, murders, and you think, well, maybe, people did this to themselves. Well, maybe not. Maybe they were told to do this by their guardian angel. Or maybe some other entity did it. You never know.
Well, now, if you had the guardian angels and then you got the demonic beings, where did the demonic beings come from? I mean, would they be considered guardian angels that's gone bad? Maybe.
Well, think about it. Satan was an angel, wasn't he?
Supposedly, yes.
So you've got a ton of angels out there who are probably rebelling. I mean, the whole thing is that I believe that guardian angels can be rebellious. They're disillusioned. If you think about it, they're probably saying, well, why aren't we the chosen ones instead of humans? I mean, why did God create us to serve humans? They probably don't like that. They're probably thinking, well, now it's about us. We're more powerful than they are, and we're just going to do our thing. I mean, in my books, there's still actual working guardian angels. They can't get out of their jobs.
Right.
They have to answer the prayers. But, along the line, somebody who hates their job is going to do something that they're going to rebel. And they're just going to go under God's radar and say, okay, let's kill someone, but let's make it look like an accident. Or let's make it look like suicide. Or maybe those demonic entities that are out there really are guardian angels disguising themselves, so that nobody will suspect that a guardian angel is behind all this. Nobody wants to think about that. Nobody has ever thought about that. I mean, if you say to someone, oh, you know what, your guardian angel could be evil, and they'll look at you like, huh? That's not possible. That can't be. And I'm the one to tell you right now, it probably is. So I am the lone voice out there.
The lone voice. Now, did you write first and then went into the filmmaking?
I actually started out as a script writer. All my books started out as scripts, and then I started turning them into novels, and then I turned around and turned them into film. So, yeah, actually I started out as filmmaker first, and then I started publishing the book just to see, how they do, and then I just got fascinated by the concept, like, well, why not make them into films as well? Why stop there? Why stop at books?
Now, which was the first book that you did?
It was The Guardian. And right now, the book that you see is a trilogy. They were actually 3 separate books at one point. And I decided to put them all into a trilogy so that, you didn't have to purchase each book separately. They were just in one book, so the story just flowed continuously. Because I already had planned to make a comic book out of it. So The Guardian was the first one, and then Revenant, and then Dominion. So I turned 3 books into one big trilogy thing.
Well, now, in your book to start with, you say it was The Guardian.
Uh-huh.
What took place in that particular book to start with?
Well, the first book is basically where the guardian angel rebels and becomes a serial killer. So there's this guardian angel supposedly running around Los Angeles. He's angry, he's pissed off, he hates humans, he's sick of his job. So he decides to test out his supernatural powers and see if he can get people to kill themselves. Because at this point he can't touch them yet. You know, he can't just stab someone. And that's the whole concept behind that, is that he's trying to get people to kind of off themselves and make it look like a suicide, so that he doesn't have, you know, he can just shut them up and not have to answer prayers. Because it's almost like your cell phone ringing every minute. You know, it's like, oh, here comes another prayer, here comes another prayer, and you're obligated to answer them each and every time. And after a while, it's like, I'm just going to shut this person up because he's going to call me again. So, and then in the end, he does get sent back to heaven by a good angel, but, you know, there's a sequel to it. That's not the end of it.
Well, did you do all 3 books and then start making your films? And is your films, are they kind of like short films, maybe one for each book?
Well, I made the book first. I wrote the books first, and then after that, I made them into films. So The Guardian was actually a feature film. I adapted a film out of the original story, but it's not exact, because the original book had elements like exploding helicopters and whatnot. I didn't have that kind of budget. So I just made, you know, I used the character to do a different version of it, but it's still the same concept. Guardian Angel goes bad and starts killing people. And that was actually the first feature film that I acted in as the lead. And then I did the 3rd book, Dominion, as a feature film. Revenant I haven't done anything with yet. That's in the works. And then after that, I started branching out into little film shorts adapted from my characters. They were just meant as promotional clips, you know, depicting scenes from each book, so that people would get the concept of what I was trying to do. It's kind of showcasing the guardian angels and how they kill people.
Now, in your films, can you only get those like on a DVD, or are they on YouTube, or where would people?
They are on. Yeah, they are on YouTube. They're on. If you go to my website on the film section, they are available on DVD as Amazon download. You can watch the whole film on my website or on YouTube. So they're available in many different formats.
Well, that'd be good. So you actually haven't done anything that you've shown at a film festival or anything like that?
No, I'm not really interested in film festivals at this point. You know, as far as entering my stuff, I don't like the idea of having to get someone's approval to show my film. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just not my thing.
Exactly.
I don't like contests. I don't like entries. It's like if I want to do a film, I want to do a film. People like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
If you guys have questions, go ahead and send a private chat to either Jeffrey, Craig, or myself, and we'll get them right over to Lia. If you're listening from somewhere else other than here in the chat room, come on over to para-x.com, click on the live chat button at the top of the page, and you'll be right here with all the wonderful people. And then you'll be able to participate in asking questions also. So our time's just already running right on by, and it's kind of close to a break. So I think before we jump on to any more questions, I think what we'll do is we'll take us a nice little break here, and then we'll be back in a little while. And Craig, I made Jeff do it twice last week.
Sorry, Jeff.
sprang on me. I didn't have anything ready for it.
And he didn't have anything ready. But I'm going to let you go ahead and take us out to break. How's that sound?
Sounds good. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. You're listening to the Paranormal View on the ParaX Radio Network.
Don't go away. The Paranormal View will be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Paranormal View right here on the ParaX Radio Network. Thank everybody for being here tonight and our special guest. And if you're not with us, come on over to para-x.com. Click on the live chat button top of the page, and you'll be in with all these wonderful people. Tonight
Did I just hear a door?
Huh?
Did I just hear a door open or something?
I heard something, but it wasn't on my end.
I don't know. It's pretty
Maybe
quiet
it was my
here.
guardian angel
Oh, now we're having things come through.
peeking in.
Ah. I want to welcome Lia Scott Price back,
Hello.
author and filmmaker. With your movies, I should say, that you're making from the books, how long are the movies?
The feature films range to about 70 minutes, and then the film shorts are about 20 minutes. Well, they're a series of 5-minute scenes each. From, I'll pick a scene from my book and kind of adapt it and play with it, and just get the blood and the gore in there, and guardian angels killing victims and stuff. And so yeah, the feature films are longer, but film shorts are kind of like mini film shorts because people's attention spans these days aren't there. So and like, here's the film, here's the point, here's someone getting killed, boom, next.
Next. Well, now in your feature film, how many people did it take to make it and be in it?
They're very, very small crew. In the first one, Dominion, I had actually hired a cinematographer because at that time, I didn't even know how to run a camera. And then I hired a bunch of my actor friends. They volunteered to be in a film. And then there was that was me and the cinematographer. And that was it. And then I was directing too, and he was directing. So it was this very small skeleton crew, and there were a lot of actors though. The Guardian, I had maybe one cinematographer, one director, few lead actors, another production assistant. That was it. My husband is a composer, so he did the music, and then the little film shorts was when I started doing my own thing. I learned how to operate the camera from that cinematographer I hired. He's a friend, and from volunteering at a local cable TV station. So I learned how to run the camera, and on set, on experience, I learned how to direct. I learned how to act because I was already working for an acting class prior to that, and I was learning from that. And then editing, I also learned from the cable TV station. So at one point I said, you know what, I'm going to try to do it all, which was a crazy idea, but you know what, it worked. The only thing I can't do, though, is direct myself while acting in front of the camera or running the camera. So I have to have help with that. So yeah, that's when I bring, a couple of people in. But it's a very small crew.
So how many people in your first movie there got bumped off?
You mean got fired?
Whacked, killed.
What do you mean? Oh, one director, because he drank on set, and I said no. So, and I took over. Then after that, the second one editor got fired because he purposely lost my tapes with some footage.
Purposely?
And, yeah. So after that's the reason why I decided to do everything on my own, because too many people were just screwing up some on purpose, and I said it's hard for me to trust a good crew, which is probably a lot of people in who work in Hollywood will say that it's really hard to find a good crew. So I decided to just take things on myself, and it's worked out so far.
Now I guess in your movies you have a lot of blood and gore. How do you do the props, like when somebody's getting killed or throat cut or arms ripped off, or how do you do those scenes like that?
Well, my scenes, I do a lot of films that are more Twilight Zone, X-Files kind of thing, so there's not a lot of slasher, ripping out body parts. It's more like stabbing and few blood here and there. But I just do a lot of camera angles where it makes it seem like you're slitting someone's throat when there's a way to actually do it, with a plastic prop knife, not a real one. I don't want anyone getting killed for real. And then, the prop blood's just Caro syrup and red food coloring, which is the standard, mix. I'd like to thank Amazon.com for all the wonderful props they have. Oh my God, that looks cool. Okay, order this. So a lot of it is the camera angle and just the way that things, the actor, I guess, holds knife or does it or implies that something, cut through, and then we just cover someone with prop blood to make it look like, they were slashed. It's all stylistic.
Yeah. I guess maybe I have to learn how to get killed, maybe.
Yeah, it's fun. You distract them with the screaming and just spray blood all over it. That's cool in itself.
So how long did it actually take you to film your movie, the full-length one?
The Minion was 8 months, only because I was still learning at that point, and I had to rely on a lot of people to get stuff done. The Guardian took maybe 5 weekends. And then it started getting less and less from there. The film shorts would take 1 weekend and 1 day to edit, done. So, which is why I like doing the mini film shorts. You film in a day, you edit in a day, and you put it up on YouTube.
Now, are you looking to maybe wanting to make a full-length movie sometime through a studio?
I've gone that route, and it's too tricky, I was told I would have to have a good lawyer and a good agent, so we'll just leave it at that. And I am a control freak, so I like full control over my characters in my movies, and like I said, it's also I need to know what I'm getting into. And a lot of people will be like, oh my God, it would be great if a big studio picked you up. I tell you what, if I waited for that, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I'd still be waiting. So it's best to just do my own stuff and just see what happens. Although there is, a couple of people who I'd love to produce my films for, but you never know what would happen. But at this point, it would be something that it's on the back burner for now. If the opportunity comes, like I said, I would have to run it by a lawyer and an agent.
Now, do you film in public locations or your own personal, like people you know?
on my own place, and if it was a public location, it would have to be a public location that allowed filming. I mean, I never do. Yeah. I mean,
I was
never
wondering
do
how much
films
red tape.
Well, I mean, there is such a thing as guerrilla filming, that you can make it where you don't recognize where this public place is. And I mean, all my films are, covered by waivers. I mean, we have permission for everything and permission from everyone. So it's not like I just run into a place and film something and then run out. No, it's more like, yes, we get permission. For instance, if I needed like a bar scene, then I would, ask a place, for instance, where a lot of bands play, say, can I, film something here? And they go, sure. So yeah, it has to be done with permission, just so I'm covered. I just like being covered.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Want to take a second right now to thank our listeners listening from around the world tonight. We have listeners from the U.S., UK, Ireland, Australia, and Finland. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Wow, thank you.
And if you're not with us here in the chat room, come on over. You'll have a great time. para-x.com. Click on the live chat button at the top of the page, and you'll be in with all these wonderful people. Now, I guess your first book was dealing with the guardian angels going bad.
Right.
And difference between them and the demons. But then they some way you worked in vampires. How did they become vampires?
Well, if you read, I mean, the inspiration behind that was, if you read the Bible, there's a lot of references to blood drinking and a lot of the depictions of angels as killers in a lot of passages. And I was stumbling across passages where angels were feasting on bodies. And it's on my website, if you read the text, and I'm going, whoa, that is really freaky. So I started thinking, well, what if there were vampires in the Bible? And in my second and third books, I touch on this kind of fictional scenario where, let's say the church knew about vampires and called them angels. So follow me along with this here. And then they start, because angels were supernatural, so, the church probably hid them and protected them. And then they formed the Inquisition to find victims who they called sinners. They could get rid of them and fed them to these vampires. And the reason I started thinking about this was, if you look at the Inquisition's methods of torture, some of them involve items like really sharp objects that you drive into the neck, and they pierce the neck, and they draw blood that way. And you're going, why such specific devices? And they keep them they keep their victims in really dark dungeons, and they draw blood. So you're thinking, well, maybe they're doing this for some reason. Is these supernatural creatures, these angels in the Bible, really are maybe demonic vampires? So that was the first concept I started getting. And then I started working it into the second book, Revenant, where one of the vampires actually went up to heaven and bit everyone, including God. And God's a vampire now. But so everybody up in heaven is now infected by a vampire. So when you call in the guardian angel, they come down and they decide to feed on you. But the trick here is, in order to summon my characters, you have to pray specifically to a guardian angel. And that's the way you call them. If you don't, you're safe.
So you just have to watch out who you're praying to.
Exactly. If you pray to Shiva or some other god, no, it's not going to happen. But if you specifically pray to guardian angel, it's like, okay, then they're like, oh, hey, the phone rings and the Batmobile phone rings, and they're like, oh, here we go again. Time to get the knives. Sharpen the fangs.
Also in your book, The Guardian Angel, you kind of portrayed them also as mercy killers.
Right.
And I'm sure that they're bumping off a lot of people, but you think they would be killing those who are about to die and they're just kind of helping them along?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people who are in distress, particularly maybe in hospitals or at home, they're old or infirm. A lot of them ask, for an end. Just end this suffering. Just put me out of my misery. And the guardian angels, they'd hear that and they go, okay, well, why not? I mean, one less people to be bothered by. So that's part of the mercy killing, is that, not only do they get to rid the population of the weak, but they also get to have a meal. So, it's kind of morbid and gross, but that's what they do.
Now, go ahead, Craig.
I was going to say, Leah, I'll be watching Dogma after the show, right?
You'd be oh.
Dogma.
Oh, yeah.
Now, getting off your movies for a second, and I know you haven't actually been investigating, but we was talking a little bit before we got on, and you was talking something about graveyards. Did you have something happen in a graveyard or see something, or?
No, a lot of the negative entities I've encountered were basically, personal, from people that I knew, and also from, I just remember, like maybe 3 to 4 years ago, being in a very negative environment, and this was where I was, really desperate, in despair, and I was actually doing a lot of prayer at that time. And I'm not Catholic or anything, but I was just praying to, a higher power, oh God, just get me out of this, just end this. And every time I went into a negative environment, where I was at, I would look up at the ceiling and it would be like I was underwater. And things just were so strange. Like, I would see shadow figures, I would see little things darting in and out. I was getting sick a lot, I was getting pricked, and like I said, something was drawing blood. I'd wake up and, I'd be bleeding. So at one point I decided, what, I'm going to go see a shaman. And I went to a shaman, and he took out some entities that were in me. And at that time, I'm thinking the only way they could have gotten in was because I was praying for something to help me. I was summoning something. And so he got that out, and I just told him about the shadow figures, and it was the same thing. It's your location is haunted wherever you are. And he suggested I go ahead and perform, a ritual with the sage and try to cleanse the place. And while I was doing that, I was getting pricked. I mean, blood was being drawn again. I mean, I would see scratches with my hands and my arms. And at that point, I said, you know what, this is real. So in a way, I guess I was being exercised, and I was performing my own cleansing ritual. And that was the most intense haunting I ever experienced. I didn't want to call, the ghost hunters. I wasn't interested in that. I just wanted to get rid of this thing myself. And after that happened, everything cleared up, and everything became positive from there. So this is why I strongly and firmly believe that when you pray to something, something can possess you. You never know,
Now, have you ever thought that you might like to try and go on an investigation somewhere?
Oh, I would love to. I would definitely love if I was given the chance. Yeah. I mean, I've stayed in haunted hotels. There was one, the Brookdale Lodge, Santa Cruz Mountains. And while I was there, things were happening in the room. The faucets were turning on. The mirror would fog up. Writing was appearing on it. I would watch drawers fly open and for
Wow.
some reason, and I'm just sitting there going, this is awesome. But I didn't, at that time, I didn't have a camera. I didn't know what ghost hunting was. I was just sitting there just enjoying this. And after that, I had a huge headache. I mean, I got really sick because it was something negative, so I had to get out of there. But yeah, I would love to go on a ghost hunt.
Well, that sounds pretty interesting just on that right there. I'd like to be in a place where you could get interaction and see things like that.
Yeah. See, the only problem is that, I mean, I don't think it's a problem. It might be an asset to a ghost hunting team, is that I can sense negative things. If I go in a place and there's something negative, I will get a headache. Or if I can go over an object and know if it's negative or not. And then that's why I hate going into antique stores, because there's all sorts of energy that just bombards me, and I just I don't want to touch this. Oh, this thing's okay. Oh, definitely no. Hell no, not that. You know. So yeah, and then even coming back from the cemetery yesterday, I went into my car and I was like performing rituals in there, going, nobody follow me home, nobody come by, and I was getting headaches, at a certain spot near the cemetery, and I had to come home. I had to wash and clean everything, and again do my little ritual, like any negative entities here, please leave, because if I don't do that, they'll stay.
So are you into Wicca or anything like that?
No, not really. Only because, I mean, it's something that would be interesting to learn, but I just don't have the time to. The only thing I've learned were just, protection rituals from the shaman, but that was it.
Well, now, Jeff, you got somebody else that you can try and get to take on some of your investigations when you get a chance out there.
Exactly. Well, in August, Leah, there's a paranormal conference is so the wrong word, called StuCon. It's at the Linda Vista Hospital. Oh, you're going to be there? Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I met Scott at Paracon. So Scott Grunwald.
Yeah.
And I know all of them there. I met them at Paracon, Texas Paracon.
Did you attend the overnight they had a couple of months ago?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I was at that one, and I saw something I couldn't wrap my head around, but other than that, it was like just walking around dark building. Yay. So.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah. Well, I'm prepared, and I'm bringing a lot of aspirin with me.
Well, now, in case you didn't know, in September, I think it's 23rd, 24th, and 25th, I believe, in Lexington, Kentucky, they have a thing called Scarefest, which they have all kinds of the actors and filmmakers and everything from sci-fi horror films and investigators and just all sorts of different people. They usually have, 70, 80,000 people that come there. But that's going to be in September, and some of us will be there broadcasting live from there, the event.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Don't mind me. I realized I'd been to the Brookdale as well. I didn't realize that's the hotel you were talking about. I just looked it up. I'm like, yeah. I've been there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And that little girl who died in the brook was actually the one haunting my room. So that was
excellent.
really she wrote her name on the mirror.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm going, oh, okay, I guess that's your name.
I wonder why I haven't heard of that one, Jeff.
My previous girlfriend and I went up to Santa Cruz. One of my previous girlfriends. and we were up there, and we were going through the redwoods, and we I don't know whether or not we knew about it or we just saw it and thought, wow, that's awesome, and we went in. But yeah, I was just impressed. And then later on, I found out about it. I'm like, oh, now I find out it's that haunted. I tended to go. We tended to go to a lot of places, and we found out after the fact we're haunted. I'm like, oh, great, thanks. You know, we stayed at a hotel and visit. Find out it's haunted. Oh, thanks. You know. So, but yeah, that was a beautiful place. I would have loved to have come across the girl in there.
Well, Santa Cruz has a lot of haunted locations. I think their university up there is haunted too. So, and I mean it's a beautiful place.
Have you ever checked out the Queen Mary?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I went on their ghost tour one time, just for the hell of it. And I did some videotaping. I was running around with the camera, and to this day, that tape, no matter what camera I try to download it on, it will not download. It won't. It'll stop. It'll crash. It'll crash my computer. So the tape's just sitting there. I'm not touching it. It's like, I don't want to be downloaded. Okay?
So there might be something on there, huh? So.
Yeah.
So do you use a digital video recorder when you're making your films and such?
Yeah, it's all digital. It's an older Panasonic DVX 100B. It's one of the older cameras, but it still works and it does great.
Ah.
Well, that's interesting. Now, if somebody like one of us actually wanted to make one of these little movies or whatever, what kind of cost would we be looking at?
Well, it depends. I mean, for me, my first movie cost me about $2,000 because I had to hire people. The second one cost about $500. The third one cost next to nothing. I just had to pay the actors a little gas money. And the reason is, I mean, the only cost you're probably going to have if you're just starting out is the camera. And, I mean, you just need a camera, an editing program, and someone who knows how to run the camera or edit.
Right.
And, I mean, you could just start out, if you have a friend who knows how to direct, then, that friend could do it voluntarily or just take him out to dinner or whatever. If you have actor friends who just want to pitch in, and that's how I do it. I just ask around. A lot of our props are either, purchased cheaply or donated. A lot of the clothing's donated. Locations are donated. It doesn't take a lot of money to do it. If you're creative enough and if people are willing to volunteer, you can put this all together for no money. I mean, you don't have to have a huge budget. I mean, the majority of my films, the film shorts online were, the most I spent was like $100. So, you just have to be creative. There's a lot of people who are willing to help out. Mostly the bigger costs would be, if you were editing and you didn't know how to edit, then you had to find someone. But you can always negotiate with that person. So, it's all. Some people always think like you need to spend like thousands of dollars or $1 million in a film, and not necessarily. But if it's film festival quality, then yeah, you would have to spend like a little money. But if it's just a little film you want to do, then that's where you can get started at.
Well, that's pretty interesting.
I was looking at the YouTube videos, not watching them, but they're like the froze frame, so I could get the links for the report page. And I noticed it's rather what I call orangey, meaning was that the look you were going for, or is it just sort of a lack of lighting?
Oh no, that's the look I was going for. I like that kind of X-Files weird lighting.
So, I was looking, if I had the money for it, I would probably get it. There's a new, Canon DG 500, something like that.
Oh yeah.
That I'm really drooling at, because I was watching a commercial for it, and it looks, cinema quality, and then all of a sudden we shot this commercial on this camera. I'm like, all right, I want one. I want it now. Give it to me. And it's only
Yeah,
like $800.
you know,
It's only like
exactly.
$800. I'm like, oh man.
See,
And a lot of
exactly.
yeah. And a lot of the student films I've been doing now have been using these little cameras that look like if you saw them in public, people would think they're shooting on a 35 millimeter still camera, but it's a video camera as well.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's like anyone can be a filmmaker. I mean, there's so much equipment out there. There's so much editing, equipment out there. I know I've heard of one Japanese filmmaker who did an entire film on the iPhone HD. So, there's so many ways to do it. And eventually I'm going to run out and get a camera as soon as I have to sell this one first. So. But yeah, I have to get my comic book done first. So.
And
I just checked. It's actually a Nikon D5100. That's the one I was thinking about.
Well, we've already are halfway through. Time is just flying right on by. So I think.
Told you I could talk.
Oh, you'll have plenty of more time coming up here. I think what we'll go ahead and do though is take another break, and we'll get into. I still got some more questions about some of the other things, and then something you just mentioned a few minutes ago, and we'll talk about that. And we'll also be talking about the film. Is it a film festival or?
The Viscera Film Festival.
Yeah.
That is a film festival.
We'll even talk a little bit about that too. So, Jeff, I think what you should do is take us out for another break.
Okay. Well, you're listening to the Paranormal View on para-x.com with our guest horror author and film producer, Lia Scott Price. So stay tuned so we don't have to have your guardian angel rip your throat out. I'm just saying.
Be right back.
Awesome.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Paranormal View right here on the Para-X Radio Network.
Hooray.
Great show going on tonight. And with our guest, Lia Scott Price. I want to thank you for being on with us tonight.
Well, thank you for having me on. I wanted to say I love that commercial. I love that. I was laughing through the whole thing. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome.
That's one of my favorite Para-X promos.
Yeah, we have quite a few of them. There's another one that lasts, I don't know, close to 2 minutes.
Is that the Para-X bug?
Yeah, the Para-X bug. Yeah. I didn't get to play that one, but maybe we'll throw it in a little bit later. But they've had some real good ones made, and hopefully they'll be getting some more here before too long. So, but we have fun with them.
Lia, I have a question from the chat room from someone whose handle is Zyke. He indicated since a lot of the film stuff in your films are donated, he was curious, and I guess he's referring to, are you looking for scripts or just like props and locations?
Props and location. Yeah, unfortunately, I get a lot of people asking if I could, read their script, turn their script into a film, read their book, their manuscript, and I have to turn them down and tell them I only do films for my stuff. So, and taking up reading someone else's script just takes up so much time.
Well, it also falls back to it also falls back to needing an agent and a lawyer kind of thing.
Right. And also, I'm not a production company that does other people's films, so it's only focused on my stuff, which is
Well, that's like years ago. I was attending a horror film convention in Washington D.C., and a friend of mine, I saw him trying to give a script to John Landis, who very politely had to turn him down, saying, "I'm not allowed to touch that," because he could get so much trouble and such like that.
Right, and if you get a script from someone, even by email, I have to send it back saying, I didn't open this, I didn't read this, please don't send me anything anymore, because a lot of people will just say, oh, you stole my idea. you did this, you did that. Yeah, it's very tricky. I mean, really, technically, that's why a lot of production companies do not accept unsolicited scripts because they're afraid of that, that problem. Because anyone could say, I sent the script, and then they probably used it and didn't tell me,
It's almost a shame I didn't, because back in the early 1970s, I wrote a script which, even by what real standards, even I think was really lame, but the concept eventually was the Terminator.
Yeah,
The
see what I mean?
concept, yeah. But the thing was,
Yeah.
it wasn't a cyborg. It was just time agents coming into the future to kill a specific woman because her child was going to lead a revolution against a tyrannical oppression. And when the Terminator came out, wow, this looks familiar. But I had never submitted it, so I just knew that since I took no action on the script, it went into the universe, and somebody else picked it up saying, oh, that one.
Yeah, and there's always that fear that your work is going to be, plagiarized or stolen, which is why I have copyrights all over my stuff, and the characters are trademarked. So, it's like if someone stole it, you would know. It's so unique. There's no way you could even say it's someone else's. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, if someone took it, it's like you would know that's Lia's.
Well, I was part of a circle of friends who pummeled out literally about 20 shorts for this mini film festival, and on my scripts, I provided the credits for the editor to use, clarifying that it was copyright me, that it wasn't anybody else. Don't be touching my stuff, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you credit someone, that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
But don't claim it's yours, kind of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on out there, and it's unfortunate. So that's why. I mean, it comes from both ends. Like when you send your stuff to someone, you're always afraid it's going to get stolen. If that person accepts it, they're always afraid you're going to get sued. It's such a tricky world.
Well, now on YouTube, there's so many mashup videos where people take popular songs and put film clips from the case I usually watch is like Doctor Who and Torchwood and various science fiction elements. And I had a friend who made these fantastic music videos on VHS in the 1980s. And to this day, I keep saying, why are you not digitizing these and putting them on YouTube? He was like, well, I'm afraid someone's going to steal them. I was like, well, now they're online and you've got your name attached to them. Come on.
Yeah,
but he's just afraid.
The word,
under a bushel.
I mean, exactly. I mean, the copyright laws, I think, have gotten stronger. So, and it's out there. It's got your name, like you said, it's got your name there. And if somebody steals it, everyone will know. You just get a nice lawyer and go for it.
Yeah. Well, Zyke actually clarifies it's not a script, more like a poem written out as a prophecy. Thinking she'll like to use it since it seems to be her style from what I've heard so far. And it's not a script.
Oh, no. Is he asking me if I want to use it?
I don't know. I provided him with your liascott.com site and your Facebook, and I guess he can bother you directly.
Yeah, that's okay. Because, I mean, anyone who wants to be in my films, I mean, I get a lot of donators, volunteers, and actors and supporters. However, they have a very long waiver they have to sign. So, sign here, 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 and here, and sign here in blood.
So, yeah.
Now, I do want to let everybody know that right after our show tonight, stay tuned for Joe and Tara Visions Magazine Radio. Tonight, they have Quest Paranormal Society winners of the Travel Show's Paranormal Challenge Episode 3. So that ought to be pretty interesting. So stay tuned for Joe and Tara right after the Paranormal View comes on at 10 o'clock. So stay here for that. Now, there was a couple other things that I was wanting to jump into here real quick, and by you doing the vampires and guardian angels gone bad and all that good stuff. How do you kill a vampire?
Well, I mean, my characters, the vampire guardian angel ones, you can't really kill them like you could a regular vampire. I mean, they're holy, they're angels. So
Right.
anything that's like holy water, crucifix, is not even going to affect them. They're like, oh, I have that sitting in my living room. That's what they're going to say. So,
Well, don't give it away then.
you-
Make people have to watch the movie or read your book. But I didn't know if
Yeah.
they were still doing the stake through the heart or whatever anymore.
yeah, they can't be killed. I mean, the only way they can be killed is by another guardian angel that has become good, that has turned back to good. That's in the book.
Okay.
I mean, you'll see how it plays out. And the other thing, too, that I'm trying to make my vampires different from the rest of the other stereotypical vampires is that I'm trying not to let them bite necks. What they have to do first is they slash you open with a sharp object, and then they drink your blood, only because they're lazy and also because it's too much struggling. If you bite a neck and you're trying to kill someone, so it's like, I'll just stab you and then drink your blood. It's too much struggle. Too much work.
Use a fork.
Exactly. I know by Dominion, by this third novel, I was actually giving these characters martial arts weapons and, making them really badass. So I was preparing for the comic book. So, yeah, they have all sorts of swords and, nunchucks and stuff.
Now, you say your husband writes the music scores.
Uh-huh.
Does he ever act in any of your movies? I mean, is he should I say, has he been killed off in any of them?
Oh, no, he doesn't want to act. He he not only does the music, in some of my films, he actually runs the camera, so he knows how to film. So he's kind of like my backup, and he does lighting, so he's part of my crew.
Now, with the books and filmmaking, you're also branching out. I don't know how far along you are with it, but you are also now going to be doing comic books.
Right.
Are these comic books like for adults and not for little kids, or?
Oh, they are X-rated.
X-rated.
They're not. Oh, yeah. Am I allowed to say that on air?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, the trilogy book in itself, the first book is kind of X-File-ish. The second and third ones are X-rated. I mean, there's bondage, there's rape, there's killing, there's murder, all that good stuff. So I hired my friend, his name is Wendell Nelson. He's my comic book artist, to start doing some illustrations for the novel. It's more like a graphic novel because it's not the traditional, comic book panels, but it's more like we take certain scenes and illustrate them and, do a whole, montage of what's going on in the scene. So he's done with the first book, The Guardian. He's now working on the second and third. And I started uploading the images to a comic book blog that I created. So there's a blog dedicated to the comic book. Just go on my website and there's a link. And so as we go along, as the images are being done, we upload them. So it's kind of a work in progress. And then there will be a hard copy of the comic book available. There will be an online version, and both are going to be X-rated, but of course you have to buy the book, and you have to have a pay-for access on the online one. But the non-X-rated version is free. I mean, you can see it on the blog.
Well, now, how will people be able to get these? I don't think you'd be able to go to the newsstand or the anywhere where they sell comic books to get it.
Well, they don't have the hard copies out yet.
Yeah, the hard copy isn't out yet. It won't be out until maybe December.
But you can only buy it once it comes out online.
What a stocking stuffer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you can see all the images online on the blog, but if you want the X-rated images, you ain't gonna get it for free. Sorry, that's how we work here.
But you can, once you get everything set up, you'll be able to go to your website and order it, or be able to download it from there.
Right, or if you want instant access, there'll be a website where, they'll give you a password and you go in and view the images. So there's going to be an online, version of it where you can pay for it from a different website, and then there'll be a hard copy.
Well,
so hopefully in December I can find it over at Meltdown Comics or Golden Apple.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't even thought about other places carrying the comic books. I mean, that's another thing I need my agent to work on, if he's listening.
Because they do a podcast out of Meltdown right now, right?
Oh, they do? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chris Hardwood.
I'm still new to this comic book thing, so.
Oh, this is why you've got a badger. On Attack of the Show on G4, there's a very interestingly frenetic but very funny fellow named Chris Hardwick, and he does a podcast that they do from Meltdown Comics. I don't know what night they do it, and I don't know if it has an audience. People are allowed to come to watch it being recorded or broadcast or both. And I don't know if it needs tickets or anything like that. But yeah, that would be probably something as you get along going, because Chris, obviously being in a comic book store, they're going to discuss comics as well as movies and books and other things.
Okay, well, I'll check that out. Thank you. That's great info.
Now, other than doing the movies and the books and the comic books, any other projects that you've got going on?
A fourth novel.
And
that's kind of like the continuing sequel, because the Minion isn't done. I mean, that's not the end of it. There's more. So that's going to be probably after I publish the comic book, because in the interest of time and, kind of like I need sleep and stuff. And then I'm also helping promote my husband's death metal band, Enthrallar, and they're a Los Angeles death metal band. They actually wear my T-shirts, so on their performances. They just got back from a tour, so that's kind of cool.
Oh.
It's like death metal and guardian angels. They go together.
Now.
And yeah, so far that's the comic book's like my big focus right now.
Well, that's pretty interesting. Now this thing that is going to be coming up, the film festival, what is that called, and what all takes place there?
It's called the Viscera Film Festival. It was formed by Shannon Lark and Heidi Martinuzzi, who are both here in LA. Heidi used to have a website called PrettyScary.com, and then it became Fangirltastic. And what they do is that they have a film festival mainly for women who are women directors, women producers, women actors, and they help promote films that are created by women who are in the horror genre, because not many people are aware of us, and not many people think that women can do horror. Mostly it's been dominated by men, and so it's something that that helps promote and showcase women in the horror field. That we're also filmmakers. We can do nasty, gory, crazy stuff, and we're good at it.
Now, how many people, I guess, are they looking at being there?
It's going to be a lot of filmmakers. I haven't really, I've kind of lost count, but we've got people coming in from Canada, other states, and it's a pretty big thing. I mean, when I was there last year, we had a lot of films by women. I mean, a lot of really good ones too. So it's a big thing. It's a big festival. I mean, there's a lot of filmmakers. I didn't even realize there are a lot of women filmmakers. I'm going around going, wow. It's very empowering. It's really great.
Now they have. Do they show a lot of the films there during
Yes.
the festival?
Oh yes. Yep. They show them, and that we have the showcase over at the Silent Movie Theater here in Los Angeles, and they have a bloody red carpet too. It's awesome. They have everybody, special guests, people from Fangoria are coming. A lot of horror writers, a lot of actors are coming, and so it's a big deal here.
So what would be the best time to arrive, by the way? I know it's like starts at 4 or 5 o'clock.
Right. People don't usually start arriving to 5, 6. I know I have to be there at 11.
You mean 11 a.m.?
People just start. Well, it's the volunteer meeting because I'm volunteering. So yeah, and then and everything. I mean, from when I was there last time, people started coming in, trickling in slowly and mingling and all that stuff. But you're welcome to come anytime you want. I mean, when it opens up, and just hang out if you're there. But
I've got my ticket. I just gotta.
Yeah. I would say,
Now, are you aware that the Silent Theater is haunted?
I was told that. I didn't feel anything negative when I was there at all, so it's not really a bad haunting. I didn't feel any fear.
Cool.
So, but I'd like to know who's haunting it. That would be cool.
There you go.
Hey, if you're there and I'm there, let's sneak off and go to a ghost hunt.
There you go.
Yeah, why not? If I can, take a break for a minute. Why not, right?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You might get something, and next week we'd be able to, or the following week we'd be able to play it on some of it on the air or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Let me know. Yeah. Let me know the minute you come in. It's like, where's Leah?
That'd be pretty interesting.
Hey, horror and haunting go along.
Now, there's a website also for this that people can go to. Do they have excerpts of some of the films from these filmmakers through that site, or
No, it's just festival information.
Yeah.
So I don't think they put any trailer. I mean, I know some of them put their own trailers up on Facebook.
Okay.
Some of the filmmakers. So Viscera has a Facebook page, and if you go on there, there's a lot of stuff.
I do know they had a lot of the filmmakers themselves on there with little bios, so I didn't know if they had links to some of their films or not. But I
saw one trailer. Yeah, I saw one trailer that I want to see. It's one girl who turned nursery rhymes into really bloody things.
Wow.
Like little Bo Peep goes on a rampage and kills her sheep and stuff. Oh, I want to see that. It's animation. It's called Nursery Crimes. Oh, you got to check it out. It's on Viscera Film Festival page.
Nursery Crimes, huh?
Sounds like
that I want to see.
That's like an American version of Struppelpeter.
Yeah, she killed everyone and blinded the 3 blind mice and killed Humpty Dumpty. It was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
That's something different. Probably somebody else never thought of.
Yeah, see, I mean that's why guys should go to this film festival. I mean that's why people should come, because there's so much creativity and so much crazy stuff that comes out of our heads.
Well, if you're just going on vacation or you live on the West Coast, do try and attend that. When is that supposed to be now?
Tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow. Well, if you haven't already left, you probably won't make it there in time if you aren't on the West Coast. So.
And you got to find a route around the 405.
Yep, I heard that's closed.
Yep.
I
got my secret side streets, so.
That made a nice little headache for everybody out there, I assume.
Actually, it's been quiet. It's been really quiet. Nobody's on the streets right now. Everybody's staying home. That's why.
Well,
even the newspapers, their top story is "Your Guide to Carmageddon: Stay Home."
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, And you know what's funny is that, my husband just got back from a tour. They just drove in from Vegas today, and they had to drop someone off in the valley, normally taking the 405. They got back fast and said, traffic? What traffic? What side streets clogged up?
Wow.
There's nothing. There's no one on the road.
And that's unusual for L.A., huh?
It is.
Oh.
It's very unusual. I know. They showed up at my door this morning. I'm like, you weren't supposed to be back till what time? Like, oh, you made it. I go, where was Carmageddon? They're like, Carmageddon? What Carmageddon? I'm like, thank God.
Now, just out of curiosity, Nursery Crimes, is that a little black and white line drawing animation?
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. Okay. I do that.
Jeff Jeff can put a link up on that. So
Awesome.
Once we get everything set up after the show, and you can go to Jeff's site, he'll have a synopsis of the whole show written. Plus, he'll have the podcast, and he has all the links to everything that we talk about. So if
And
you're
your
looking
books.
for something, you can go there and do it.
Oh, there's another thing I need you guys to do, though.
What?
And every time, this is my new thing now, and
Okay.
I have to take Dawn Shy, a parapublicist, who gave me the suggestion.
Yay, Dawn
Whenever
Shy.
I say, are you going to pray to a guardian angel? Each of you have to say, oh, hell no. You ready?
Go ahead.
You ready? Okay. Are you going to pray to a guardian angel?
Hell
Oh,
no.
hell.
Someone say, oh, hell no.
Now, Dawn Shy, she comes in here an awful lot too. I haven't seen her in here tonight.
Oh, yeah. She started this. So you have to say it.
I'll have to jump onto her about that next time.
Man.
Yeah, she's a real good friend and comes in, and she gets a lot of guests for us too. So we appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. She's awesome.
Mhm.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
See, that's why I was surprised you weren't on the 2 years ago the Queen Mary Paranormal conference that she held. I got my first
Yeah, I
DVD and had some physical experiences right in my cabin.
Yeah, I didn't meet anyone until I went to Texas Paracon a few weeks ago. So I'm the newbie.
Oh.
me and my guardian angels are newbies to this, but they'll show up if you want them to.
Now, getting back to your movies and stuff, you say, are you still looking to film some more? And you could use a few actors that wants to come in and get their heads chopped off or something?
Oh yeah, next year I'm planning on another kind of quick film short. It's not the mini one. It's more going to be like 20 minutes, half an hour. But it's going to be... Have you guys heard of Boogeyman?
Yes.
You mean
It's going to be more of that kind of style, that really creepy... And then I got to find, a way to make the monster there. So yeah, it's going to be that kind of... more of a feature kind of thing, but more of feature film short.
Well, a feature film is classified as 75 minutes or more, so up to a half hour is still a short.
Yeah,
And-
I want it to be a short. It's more like, feature film quality, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. Oh, there you go, yeah. That's the thing, is a lot of student films I do that are like 5 or 10 minutes, they try and compress all this information, sort of like, well, it's based on my feature film script, and so they like compress all this exposition. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have anything else happen in the film. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I'm not sure if I want to do another feature film. I mean, it's only because, I might be going to a lot more conferences, a lot more events, and I don't even know when I'm going to have time to film, plus, promoting the comic book. So that's the only reason I want to do something shorter. If I had more time, I'd do something a little longer.
Well, anybody that's out on the West Coast, if you're wanting to be in a movie, whether you make it through alive or not, you'll be able to get up with Lia and say, I'm willing to have my throat cut or stabbed or shot or whatever. So
Yeah. They'll have to send a photo and a resume to my email, of course. Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't want like my email box to deluge with just people just saying I want to do something.
So
it's good, yeah.
You only want to kill the good-looking people then.
I got to put a disclaimer. It's like I have the final say. But if you guys want to be in it, yeah, you're welcome.
Uh-oh. Too bad I don't live out there.
Definitely, yeah.
I could be like one of the old guardian angels or something coming along whacking people.
Hey, there you go. I mean, you could be a priest that he kills. You could be, I don't know, anyone.
I can come up with something. Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting.
Well, as long as you're kneeling and praying in the film, and then you get stabbed, that's good enough, right?
That works, huh?
Slice and dice.
Yeah, I can die good too.
Oh, good. Just a lot of screaming, struggling. We like that.
Uh-huh.
Or they like that.
Oh, I
My
feel
guardian
something.
angels love that.
Yeah. So you say that you've been an actress in a few of them. Have you ever killed yourself off in any of them?
No, not yet. I mean, I don't know what to do with my character yet.
Oh.
I was like, maybe I could. But, I mean, I've written, in the third novel, I've written myself in, as one of the lead characters, and I actually use my real name and stuff, and it's kind of funny. It's like I'm the author in the book writing about the author who brings the guardian angels into life. So it's weird. In the book, I'm an author. So it's weird. You have to read it. It's like looking in the mirror kind of thing. It's weird. But so maybe I'll write myself in as a guardian angel. I don't know. Maybe this fourth novel will be I'll start killing people. It'll be like a diary.
Now, with all the
wait, those are my short stories. I have a short story series where it's a diary of a guardian angel. He's going around killing people and writing about it.
And you're writing about it. Wow. His name wasn't Jeffrey, was it?
I could name it Jeffrey. That could be my alter ego.
It may be soon.
I'll blame it all on Jeffrey.
Let's spell it right.
Well, now, with the sci-fi type horror, have you thought of filming any other type of stuff?
There's one side project I'm thinking about doing when I have the time, and it has to do with, filming a series on haunted angels. Now, I don't know how hard it is to find any guardian angel stories of people actually having bad experiences with them. That's another goal I have.
Do you ever watch
my focus is going to be on, guardian angels in cemeteries that are actually haunted. Maybe some come to life. That's what I want to focus on. And the second thing is, does anyone out there have any stories about, guardian angels actually being bad instead of good? Because all you hear is good, Like, my guardian angel helped me, save me, yada, yada, yada. Can I hear some bad things?
Do you ever watch the television program Doctor Who?
Oh, yeah, I do.
So you've seen his version of the Weeping Angels, right?
No, not that one.
Oh.
We're talking about real.
Oh, you're talking. You're talking.
We're talking about real experiences,
True, but you don't want anybody to think that you're taking the Winged Angels concept. Well, not that you're taking the concept, but that there's any similarity. Obviously, you're not going to be able to send people 20 to 200 years into the past, but as the way to kill them. But by the same token, like I couldn't help joking when you on your Facebook when you said that you were in the cemetery looking for angel statues, and I write "Don't blink," and any of my Doctor Who fans immediately know what that means. So.
Oh, that's what it meant. Okay.
Exactly, because if you blink, that's when they can move. If you see them, they're statues.
Oh.
I'll have to
See,
say
that's what I'm looking for. Like any experiences that people have had. I mean, the whole focus now is on guardian angels and guardian angel statues. I think I'm going to have a hard time because a lot of people believe in guardian angels and they're good, but nobody's had a bad experience or even think they're bad. So that's the big challenge.
Yeah, but maybe some of them who has had bad experiences of something may not realize that it was of a guardian angel.
Right, exactly. I mean, kind of like when I was praying back then, and I had a bad time, and something came and possessed me. That's not good.
and you
like
say, go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You say that when you was in a couple of those places, you was actually getting scratched to where you was bleeding.
Yep.
Did you feel being scratched, or you didn't know it until later in the light or something?
I didn't know until I looked down at my hand. And actually, yesterday, I came from the cemetery, and I came back and I looked at my legs, and they were bleeding. I hadn't scratched them or anything. There was no itching, and I have spots all over it that, they're bleeding, scarring. Like, it's as if I had been scratching them and I drew blood with my nails, but I hadn't done anything.
Leah, do you ever
I'm
take
looking at
a
it right
digital
now.
recorder?
I'm like, this is weird. I went through the entire tape, and all I can hear is wind. But it happened every time I was near, like, a big statue, like a guardian angel statue. So that's why I'm going, there's got to be something to this.
Well, now, I noticed that they have statues a lot of times of like little baby angels or something like that. Do you get anything from those?
Oh, those are evil. Oh, I can't stand those. Those are creepy. I don't like them. I mean, I think they're creepy, and I just don't get a lot of good energy from them. I mean, that's me personally. Even way before I started writing about guardian angels, I mean, it was such a, I guess because they're related with death, and they're baby angels, and they're so sad. It's such a depressing kind of feeling. That every time I come near one, I feel such, despair and negativity, and there's nothing I feel that's joyful or holy about it. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, that's pretty interesting, though. Have you been in some cemeteries where the graves are really, really old?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's one in East LA where we filmed Dominion. Really old graves, and this cemetery is falling apart practically.
Did you get any feelings in that area?
Not a little bit. Not negative. I mean, it's more like curious. Like, oh, what are you doing here? Oh, you're filming again. Kind of thing. And that cemetery I wasn't scratched at. That was weird. I mean, nothing happened there. Calvary Cemetery, yeah, that's where something happened. There's a cemetery right next to, really close to my house, that has no gravestones. It's kind of a newer style where there's just,
plaques.
Plaques and stuff. Every time I drive by there, there's a nauseating smell that I get in my car, and it's just a very, really scary, intense feeling. I think because a lot of gang members are buried there.
Ooh.
And I didn't know that.
Huh.
I had no idea. But then I found out, this is a place where there's a lot of, they're pauper graves and other things. So, and I didn't know that driving by, but when I found out, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, that's pretty interesting, like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know there's this place up here in a little town. I'm trying to get in contact with them now to see if they allow investigations in. It used to be an old hotel, and I guess it's a restaurant type thing now. But it was built in 1816, so with it being an old hotel, they might be some spirits in that place. So I'm trying to see about if I can't get into that place.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. But there's some cemeteries around here where there's gravestones early 1700s, 1720s. So,
yeah. Wow.
Matter of fact, there's one not real far. It's the graveyard where my mom is buried. And it's like, used to be an old German section, which some of those dates way back into the mid 1700s.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really weird because every time somebody close, like in my family or in my husband's family, dies, guess who they contact? It's me. Like his best friend died last year, and a few days before his birthday, I get this dream of his best friend bugging me to tell my husband to go visit his grave. So, and I checked the date, and it was exactly like the day before his birthday, or his anniversary, his death date. And I'm like, okay, now we got to go visit the grave. Same thing happened when one of my uncles died. He wanted me to give a message to my other uncle, and I did tell the message. My other uncle looked at me going, wow, he told you that? No one else knew that. And I'm like, see, this is the thing. Every time somebody dies, I know they're going to contact me. It's kind of like, how do you tell these spirits, I don't want to be the messenger? I don't want to be the go-between. I just kind of like, go and contact someone else. But I guess it's because I'm so, the shaman told me I'm very open. I'm very welcoming. It's like a lot of people, dead or not, are drawn to me for some reason. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I guess,
You're the doorway, kind of. So
yeah, and it's like, yeah, I just, that's why I don't want to dream. I don't want to see messages. Anyway.
Well, have you ever, if you get those types of feelings, have you ever thought that you might have psychic abilities or something? Have you tried to tap into that?
I have, but I'm the type of person who doesn't want to know what's going to happen next. It's like it stresses me out too much, and I'm worried about it. I want to know if, like, maybe something's going to fall from the sky, and I better get out of the way in time. That's the only thing I want to know. Or if I'm going to get in an accident at 405 if I don't turn this way or that. But other than that, it's like, no, I don't. I really don't want to know the future. I don't want to know. I like it this way. It's kind of like, mysterious. And, there are times when, something happens, and then I look at it and I go, oh, I knew that was going to happen a few days ago, and I wrote it down, and then I look it back and go, it happened. But other than that, it's more like, I don't want to be responsible for predicting someone else's future either.
Wow. Well,
I don't want to call someone.
Go ahead, Craig.
Jeff, my brother and I had a very similar concept. All the classical stories of a fortune teller or a soothsayer saying something like, your son will grow and kill you, and then they spend their time making it happen. And my brother and I always said, if somebody came up and said something like that, we'd say, fine. What would have happened if you hadn't told me that?
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I get gut feelings. That's what I get, and they always turn out to be, right, and I'll act on them. But that's as far as I want to go. If it's to my benefit, now. I don't know. I don't think I could handle that kind of responsibility of, letting people know what's going to happen to them. I don't think it's almost like I don't think I have that right,
Well, now, when you are going to, say, go on an investigation, you take a camera, I mean, would you take a camera and a recorder?
Yeah, I would. I guess my role would really be, I'm going to tell you whether it's negative or not.
Right.
If you see me like run out of the room trying to throw up, then yeah, you'll know.
Do you ever use crystals?
No, I haven't. I mean, I have no experience with anything except what happens to me in that location.
Just the feelings, right?
Yep.
You ought to try dowsing rods too.
Oh, okay. Do you have some? Maybe I could try it.
Oh yeah. Jeff, do you have any dowsing rods?
Not at all.
You can easily make a pair. Plus, there's lots of others. Matter of fact, I know somebody who might help out with that, so I'll talk to him and see what we can do on that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So, yeah, they do work. I've even had them work with me some. So I do know that. Our time is just blew right on by. And I want to thank you, Lia, for being on tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I want to thank everybody from around the world for listening and being here with us tonight, and for everybody in the chat room. Really love for you people to be here, because without you we wouldn't have a show. Because we only have a few minutes now, I want Lia to go ahead and give all your website information, how to get in contact, and how to get your books and films and all that.
Okay. Well, my website is liascottprice.com. That's spelled LIASCOTTPRICE. You'll see different links on the website to my books, my films, and the comic book. And my email address, contact info is also there. If you want to get a hold of me, ask me questions about, what I do. Please do not send me scripts or anything like that. So yeah, just also visit my YouTube page to see my films, and join me on Facebook. The other thing with Facebook is, if you are going to friend me, please put a message on there. I am a fan, or I heard you on the radio. Otherwise, I can't approve your request, because I'm getting way too many, and I'm being selective now. I mean, either just professionals in the media or filmmaking industries. I'm only letting professionals in, and I'm sorry to do that. I'm letting fans in as well, but you have to send me a message, because I'm getting a lot of people are just either trying to hit on me or post games and stuff like that. You're getting a lot of So I'm trying to regulate my page.
Well,
just say you heard her on the Paranormal View.
Yeah,
folks, come on.
That's all you need to do. Say, I heard you on the Paranormal View.
That's all you need to say. I'll friend you.
All right, there you go. Jeff, won't you give out all our sites now?
Okay, well, you can look up Paranormal View on Facebook. That's easy enough to find. On my website, jeffgould.net, GEOFFGOULD.net /2011PNV is sort of my little Paranormal View corner of my website, where it has all of the embedded podcasts, links to each show's respective report page, so that you can go to Lia Scott Price's own show page on my website, which will have links to all her books, links to her YouTube shorts, her YouTube channel, her Facebook, her website, you name it, it's going to be in there. And that should be in shortly after Henry gets the podcast uploaded sometime tonight or so, and there you go. And if you're interested in all things the Paranormal View, you can go to cafepress.com, Real Badger Shop, all one word, REALBADGERSHOP, and you can have our logo and our links right on your shirts, hats, shoes, underwear, whatever you can think of. The Cafe Press carriers can put our design right on there. Hooray!
There you go.
And if you want to know stuff that has happened to me, go to my website, jeffgould.net /paranormal.htm, and you'll see all the kind of ghost stories that I got to play with during my life.
Right. Now, you can also go to theparanormalview.com, That's our website also. And you can give us feedback about the shows. You can also listen to podcasts. You can also go to the top of the page here on ParaX and click the On Demand button, and you'll be able to listen to our shows from there also. Till then, it's time to go, and we will see you guys next week. And again, I want to thank you, Lia, for being on. So stay tuned for Joe and Tara. We will see you next week at the same time. So until then, good night, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night.
Bye all.
Good night.
We're leaving.